Trisha and welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm going to be making you a chicken with pesto, and I'm going to be putting this in the oven. So I've got my oven going at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and these are going to be my ingredients. I've got some chicken breast. I chose some thinly sliced chicken breast, and I've got 3 pieces right here. Choose as many as you wish for your family. This is going to be enough for 2 of us. I have got some nice fresh basil, and it smells delicious. It's about 2 ounces, about a 4-ounce package, and I grabbed about half of it out of there. So it's about 2 ounces, and I figured this is enough for the both of us. I've got some nice tomatoes. These are little vine tomatoes. You can use Roma tomatoes. I just thought these looked really pretty, so I went ahead and I grabbed those. I've got some fresh mozzarella cheese right here, some pine nuts. I've got some garlic right here, some garlic cloves, and I've got about 6 nice big pieces of garlic cloves. You can use a little bit less if you prefer, or just go ahead and adjust the recipe to however many more you need. And then I've got some Parmesan cheese here, and I'm going to be grating this. Okay, so I've also got some salt, and I've also got some olive oil, and I've got a little mini food processor here where I'm going to go ahead and process everything, and I'm going to be making my pesto myself. Now, you can go ahead and buy yourself a store-bought pesto and make this a lot quicker. Just pour it on top of your chicken, slice up some tomato and some mozzarella cheese and put it on top and stick it in the oven, and it's ready to go. But we're going to go ahead and make this a fresh pesto. So like I said, my chicken is ready here. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to that and put this over to the side. Okay, my little processor. Now I'm going to take about maybe a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Let's pour that in. And I'm probably going to pour about half of these pine nuts. I believe this was like maybe like a 4-ounce package of pine nuts. It's about a 1/4 cup, and I'm putting in about half of it right now. That looks really nice. And add some salt to that. Now just adjust this again to however much you need for your family. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 of those garlic cloves in there. I feel like I want all 6 of them in there because I love garlic. My husband loves garlic too, so let me go ahead and throw in a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to set this aside because what I'm going to want to do now is I'm going to want to grate my Parmesan cheese. Now you could buy it already grated, but really what you want to do is you want to get some fresh, Parmesan where you go ahead and grate it yourself, only because it doesn't contain, I think, cornstarch or something they put in already shredded, or like cheeses, and that's just to keep them from sticking together when they're in the packages, and we don't want that. We just want the fresh Parmesan. Not only that, but a lot of cheeses won't melt properly because of the cornstarch that's added to them, so we want to use some fresh, and of course we got some fresh mozzarella, and we also don't want that shredded. We want it nice and fresh. Okay, I'm going to be back. I'm going to go ahead and grate this Parmigiano, and we're going to be adding that to our processor as well. Okay, so what I had here was a 3, or actually this was 5 ounces of Parmigiano, and I've grated about maybe 2 ounces of that. I think that's sufficient for the 2 of us. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into our little processor as well. Let me get a little bit at a time so I don't make a mess. That in there. There we go. That's probably a good cup. Almost a cup. Now it all really depends on how liquidy you want it. Okay, so I'm going to take my basil leaves and I'm going to remove them off the little branches here. I don't want these, little hard stems in there. I just want the leaves. But I also want those little tender ones there. And I got plenty of this because I want to leave some for topping on top of our chicken breast. Like I said, I have more because I got a big packet, and let me show you. This is a nice big packet of basil that I got. As you can see, there's still plenty of it in there, and this is a 4-ounce, and I took about half of that out of there. Okay. my little tiny little processor, because you know it's small and I don't want to give it too much work, I'm going to just chop this up a little bit. You could just rip it apart with your hands. And I'm going to put in a little bit at a time. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. The fresh basil. All right, I'm going to finish adding the rest of this basil, a little bit of olive oil. Like I said, anywhere from half a cup to 1 cup of olive oils, which you'll be eventually adding into this. And again, just adjust this if you're going to be making this for 4 or more people. This is going to be sufficient for the 2 of us. We're probably going to have a little bit of pesto left over. That's okay, because I am going to be making some fettuccine with my chicken to serve with my chicken. So I probably want to put some of that on top of my fettuccine. So I'll be back once I get all this done and it's ready to put on our chicken breast. All right, my pesto is ready. I gave it a little taste and it is delicious. Go ahead and adjust your salt. And if you want to add some pepper to that, go right ahead and do that. So now I'm just slicing up my tomato and I'm getting some nice thick slices out of that. I also want to do my mozzarella. So let's go ahead and slice some of that as well. Nice big pieces that are going to go on my chicken. Look at that. Give it a little taste. I'm going to cut them in half so I can spread them on the chicken breast. All right. I'm going to take my pesto and I'm going to pour this over on top of my chicken breasts here. I'm going to do this very carefully. There we go. And just smear it on top. Right now I'm just kind of pouring it on there because I don't want to get my spatula to touch my chicken, because I'm pouring it, putting it back in here, and I don't want this to get contaminated. So just pour some on top first. Nice, good amount. Okay. I think I've taken about half of this. Put it on top. I'm just going to spread it. I want a little bit more, so I'm going to get my finger in there on a couple of these pieces. Okay, so I've spread that out on top, and now, like I said, if you want to add a little bit of pepper, put some on. So I'm going to do that. There we go, that looks pretty. And now I'm going to take my mozzarella slices, put them on top of the chicken. I think I can cut a little bit more. Another little rajita, or a little slice for this one here. This one's kind of long. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm going to put 1, 2, and by the way, I've already rinsed out my tomato, even the ones on the vine. And I need a couple more slices. Oh, that looks so pretty. Now, you don't have to season it anymore. As you saw, I didn't put very much salt on here, and I didn't put very much salt into my pesto. I saved adding any extra because I like to kind of put some on top of the tomato, because I feel like it brings out the juices and the flavor of the tomato. So just a little sprinkling. Okay, so now we want to get some of the basil. And this is all green basil. And I'm going to look for some small, pretty little leaves. Put those on top of the tomato. Look how that looks so far. Okay? My oven is ready. I actually put some garlic bread in there, and I just took it out a minute ago, and it smells so good in here. Now I'm going to put this in the oven, and because my chicken is very thin, I'm going to put it in there for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take a look at it at about, you know, the 8 or 10 minute mark. I just want to make sure that the chicken is fully cooked. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? I mean, goodness gracious. If you want to, you know, dress it up a little bit more, toss some little pine nuts on top of it. I think that looks really pretty. It makes a nice presentation. We can sprinkle some more Parmesan, or you could save, you know, putting some Parmesan on top for when it's ready to be served, or when it's being served, I should say. And there we go. This is going into the oven. I'm going to check it in about 8 minutes, but I think it might take about 50 minutes. I'll let you know the total time that these very thinly sliced, or maybe a 1/4 inch thick at the most, these chicken breasts. And again, they are boneless, skinless chicken breasts, so take that into account. All right, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. All right, everyone, my chicken is out of the oven. It took about 15 minutes, and as you can see, there's a, I don't know, maybe you can't see, there's a lot of oil at the bottom of my pan. So now I'm gonna go ahead and plate this and make it look really pretty. So I've gone ahead and I put some fettuccine here on a platter, and I've taken the remainder of my pesto sauce. Now I did make a little faux pas when I was doing my pesto sauce and putting it on my chicken. The spatula that I used to spread, I accidentally put it inside of my little pesto bowl. So all I did was I just cooked it up a little bit in a small pan, heated it up nice to just make sure there any chicken that was in there got cooked off in the pan. So then now I've gone ahead and pour that on there. I'm gonna grate some Parmesan cheese on top, like so, however much you want. Okay, and now the beautiful pieces of chicken, to carefully grab, and I want to put one up close. Of course, I always pan the camera over it at the end of the video, but there you go. This is what it looks like. It's nice and thin. Pour that on top there. Beautiful. There we go. Now the reason that I put this on there is so that I can now show it to you and you can see it a little bit better, all served up. How about that? I think this is ready to give it a nice taste test. And we've got some garlic bread to accompany it. And then I can also sprinkle some more Parmesan cheese on top if I prefer. I've got my plate ready, so let's serve this up and taste it. All right, I've cleared everything up, and now I'm going to go ahead and give this a nice taste test. I'm going to get some of this fettuccine on my plate, of course. Woohoo! There we go. And then a piece of this delicious looking chicken, our chicken with pesto. All right, everyone, let's get into it. I want to get some of that tomato and the cheese in there as well. Let's cut a smaller piece. There we go. Tomato, cheese, basil, all on there. You know, this is actually, I mean, besides saying it's delicious, what could I say? This is actually quite refreshing. There's not a lot of really heavy flavors. Now, you might think that because of the mozzarella and the Parmesan, but actually the mozzarella was a fresh cheese that we used, so it's got a very light, fluffy flavor to it, or fluffy texture with a flavor. And the Parmesan cheese, because it's in a block, and it doesn't have that cornstarch, like I said, it's not already shredded. You shred it yourself. It has a nice, kind of like a little tangy flavor. I would think that in this pesto, you could also add maybe a zest of a lemon if you wanted to do that. Give it a nice different flavor to it if you wanted. But this is absolutely delicious. I love it. I love that it tastes really light and with a tomato. Now, if you don't like your basil to get all dark and brown like that, which you could do instead of putting it on top, just go ahead and put it in the oven, wait till it comes out, and then put some fresh leaves on top if you'd rather have it looking a little greener. Maybe some of you are not liking the look of that. So just a suggestion for you. I think it came out terrific. My husband's gonna love it. I just know he is. I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a big old thumbs up now and get this going because he's hungry, I'm hungry, and we wanna get to this. Make sure you leave a nice comment down below. Let me know what you think of my recipe. If you have one of your own, what do you do different if you make a pesto? And make sure you subscribe. To all of you who haven't subscribed and are watching this, please subscribe. And it is very important that you do give me a like and view the whole video all the way through. And I hope this wasn't too long for you. And to everyone who has been subscribing, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.